Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Nama Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunathavitam Tam Shajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Devi Paramami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhuvaiva cha Patitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are in the third canto, chapter 6, creation of the universal form. And the verse for today is 6. Text 6. Hiranmaya Shapurusha Sahasra Pari Vatsaran Andakosha Uva Shapshu Sarva Sattvopa Brimihita. Translation. The gigantic Virat Purusha, known as Hiranmaya, lived for 1,000 celestial years on the water of the universe, and all of the living entities lay with him. Anybody would like to read the purport? Anybody? Okay, I'll read the purport. After the Lord entered each and every universe, as the Garbhodakshai Vishnu, half of the universe was filled with water. The cosmic manifestation of the planetary systems, outer space, etc., which are visible to us, is only one half of the complete universe. Before the manifestation takes place, and after the entrance of Vishnu within the universe, there is a period of 1,000 celestial years. All the living entities injected within the womb of the Mahat Tattva are divided in all universes with the Lord until Brahma is born. With the incarnation Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and all of them lie with the Lord until Brahma is born. Brahma is the first living being within the universe, and from him all other demigods and living creatures are born. Manu is the original father of mankind, and therefore in Sanskrit mankind is called Manushya. Humanity in different bodily qualities is distributed throughout the various planetary systems. So I'll read the verse again. The gigantic Virat Purusha, known as Hiranyamaya, lived for 1,000 celestial years on the water of the universe, and all of the living entities lay with him. So, first of all, before we go into the discussion, we should know that the Lord is eternal because he's spiritual. And so are the living entities. They are also eternal. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita it says, Na jayate mirite vakadachin nayam bhutva bhavita vanabuya. Aja nityos swayam ayam puram puranam na hanyate hanyamane sharire. The translation is, for the soul there is no birth or death at any time. It is not that it was born. It is not that it will be created, or in the future it will be created. No. And the soul is eternal, very old, Aja Nitya, unborn, Aja Nitya, Shashwata, permanent. Even when the body is slain or the body is destroyed, the soul remains eternally the way it is. This is just one of the verses. There, many verses are there, but this is the verse which can explain to us the eternity of soul. That means that during the creation, it's not a new soul is created. No, the soul comes into existence and then it will attain a body according to the past deeds he has performed, karma. And then he attains a new body. And when he leaves a whole life at the end, when the body is destroyed, the soul will enter into another life, transmigrate. If one wants to learn about transmigration, one can go to the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verses number 8, 9, 10, and 11. Speak about how the reincarnation takes place. Krishna explains in very briefly to Arjuna. So anyway, the important thing is soul is eternal. That's why Sri Prabhupada begins this purport by saying that Lord entered each and every universe as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Now, all of you are aware of that picture, which you have seen many times in Bhagavad Gita, in which you see Vishnu floating. And from the pores of Vishnu's body, so many universes are created. And in each universe, it's like a bubble. And each bubble is like half filled with water. So first thing Sri Prabhupada explains is, Garbhodakshai Vishnu entered each universe, which is like a bubble, and which was half filled with water. That water is also coming from Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Is filled up. Prabhupada explains it's just like when we sweat, also water comes out of our body, and it is salty. But this water is very different. It's come out from the body of the Lord. So that's the first point Prabhupada explains. Then next it says that this each individual soul remains eternal. It says here very clearly. We are on verse number 6. I got mixed up. The Lord enters. First is the Mahavishnu or the Karana Lakshaya Vishnu. Another expansion enters into each bubble, who is called Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Why is he called Garbhodakshaya Vishnu? Because from his navel, Brahma will be born on a lotus flower. And from Brahma creates so many species of life. Anybody knows how many species of life are there? Anybody likes to try?
8.4 million species of life.
Yes, 8.4 million species of life, 84 lakh. And of those living entities, those who know the number, 900,000 are aquatics, 1.1 million are the worms and reptiles, 1 million kind of birds, and then
3 million bees.
200,000 kinds of trees and plants, 300,000 types of, 3 million types of animals, and human beings are only 400,000 types. If you total it, it will come to 8.4 million. So these figures, we should remember them so that they are useful when you read Prabhupada's books. And if someone speaks about 8.4 million species, the picture is right in your head. So it says here that what you are seeing, the phenomenal world, is only half of the creation. What you can see in front of you, if you, right now it's night, but if you see in the day, you can see mountains, you can see rivers, you can see sun, maybe you can see moon at night, so many trees, so many species. All the creation which you are seeing is only half. because what is visible to us is only half of the creation. Krishna explaining this point in the 7th chapter, he says, I'll give you knowledge of the phenomenal world and the numinous world, knowing which you do not need to know anything further. What we can see is matter. We can't see spirit. So if you want to see spirit, then you need to go inward and into the scriptures, which speaks about what is spirit, how it enters every living entity. Now this creation is not something which will last forever. No. Time to time it is created, and time to time it becomes destroyed or annihilated. This is also explained in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna tells Arjuna about Brahma, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. Again and again it is created, again and again it is destroyed. And all the living entities inside are helplessly dissolved, not killed. Remember that. Dissolved. And they are sucked back into the body of Brahma. And even Brahma is sucked back into the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Of course, elsewhere in the Bhagavatam, it also explains that people who are on the Brahma Loka, which is the topmost system, topmost planetary system in the creation, in the material creation, all the beings who are on Brahma Loka, they will not be sucked back, including Brahma, that is after total annihilation, will go to Vaikuntha. Only people of Brahma Loka. Brahma Loka is also called Satya Loka. So there is a gap between creation, and then when the creation gets over, then what happens? There is annihilation, destruction. After its destruction, there'll be a blank period, which is 1,000 celestial years. Celestial year is very long compared to our solar years. Our solar years, if you compare our years, half year, 6 months is equal to 1 day of the demigods. So imagine you multiply that, and if you get 1,000 celestial years, is much more longer. That means in that period, there'll be nothing here. All those creation is suspended. No creature will be seen, no one will be seen. And all you see is just blank. And you can't see daylight because there won't be sun, there won't be moon. Total darkness, neither stars will be there. And when the creation takes place, again from from Mahavishnu, so many, what do you call, planetary systems, complete planetary systems are connected, and each solar system, what do you call, each creation or each universe is stocked into a bubble. It's not only one bubble, it's millions of bubbles. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, it's not that living entities are only on the earth. Bhagavatam says there are many, many, many planets, many, many universes which have their own sun, own moon, their own living entities. Earth is just very insignificant. But let's talk of the earth because we are on the earth. Now, all the living entities are injected, as Prabhupada explains, into Mahatattva. Mahatattva means all combined together. Now, if you see the cover of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, you find so many universes printed on the jacket of the book. And in one corner of the Milk Ocean, you find there's a planet called Shirodakshai, or a planet where the Mahatattva is also there. From there, all the living entities are injected into them. And then when the creation takes place, living entities are spread into so many universes. It means there are jivas, or living entities, in so many planets, totaling to millions and millions of them. And according to their past karma, they will attain a body given by Brahma with the help of Prakriti or Durga. Durga gives different bodies. The Bhagavad Gita, it says in the 9th chapter 11, Maya takshena prakriti suyati sacharacharam etino anena jagat vartate jagat viparivartate. That the Prakriti or the Mother Nature will create two kinds of beings, moving and non-moving. So remember that there was a creation, it finished, annihilation came, nothing was there. Again, the creation will last for thousands and thousands of years. For example, like we are in Kali Yuga, and Kali Yuga lasts for 432,000 years, of which 5,000 years have already passed. That means there are still 426,000 years for the annihilation to take place. So in this, what we call Prabhupada explains that when all the living entities are ejected into Mahatattva, they lie in a slumber. Slumber means in a sleep within the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Everybody knows the story of Brahma, how he was cheated that Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What did he do? He stole all the children, all the cows who were having a picnic or a lunch with Krishna. And everyone is enjoying their lunch picnic. And Brahma, he was not aware that this Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. He thought, what is so great about this child? Let me take all the calves away. So first of all, he stole all the cows. So the boys were worried. Our cows were just grazing nearby. Now where have they gone? And after some time, when Krishna went to look for them, when he returned, Brahma also took away all the boys. And there were thousands, or at least 1,000 or a few thousand of them. They were taken away. And Brahma kept them into a slumber in some cave. They all went to sleep. And we all know the story that Krishna created by his own energies so many of these children and cows. And Brahma, when he returns after 1 year, he was shocked to see that identical children, identical cows are all there. And they were all enjoying with Krishna. And furthermore, as his pride went away, his ignorance went away, he saw that the people of Vaikuntha had actually come here. Some became boys, some became cows. And then he went to see the boys who were in slumber. Again, they were still sleeping. So he was completely bewildered. In the same way, if Brahma is so intelligent, becomes bewildered by this creation, which is written here in Bhagavatam, who are we compared to Brahma? Our intelligence is very short. Many of you might have heard when Sri Prabhupada speaks about intelligence. He says our intelligence is just fitted in this small skull. But Brahma's intelligence is the whole of his body is made of intelligence, just like in biology. In the brain, there is gray matter and the white matter. And if I'm not wrong, the intelligence is stored in the gray matter. That means Brahma's whole body is made up of gray matter. So it says here that Brahma is created first when the creation takes place. And it is from Brahma all living entities are created. So the original creator is Krishna. Secondary creator is Brahma. And from Brahma, all the demigods, all the human beings, all the creatures are born. And the first man created in the creation is Svayambhav Manu. Manu was created when, after creation, Brahma told his own sons, the Kumaras, to go on with the creation. And they did not accept the order. They say, if we go into this work, then what will happen? We'll be lost into illusion, and our meditation on the Supreme will be lost. And they were right. So they underwent long penance. And because they were sons of Brahma, Brahma did become angry because they did not accept his order, their order of Brahma. But the anger could not be released, but the anger stayed in his eyes. And between the eyes, between the eyebrows, another creature, another child was born, was bluish in color. And he was crying when he was created. Anybody knows who that child is?
Lord Shiva.
Yes,
Rudra.
Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was created, and Lord Shiva was given an order to create. And Lord Shiva started creating ghosts, spirits, goblins. And some of them were so horrible and horrifying. Some of them also wanted to eat up Brahma. So Brahma told Lord Shiva, stop it. I don't want a creation like this, that people will live a scary life. So it's better you live in Kailash. Then Brahma created first man and first woman. Anybody knows the name? Who
Manu
are
and
they?
Satrupa.
Yes,
Manu
Swayambhavan and
Satrupa.
Satrupa. So first Manu is called Swayambhaya Manu. The biblical equivalent, they call him Adam. Adam and Eve, yeah? So Manu wanted to create human beings. So we hear in one of the pastimes, at that time the earth was submerged in the water done by Hiranyaksha. So Brahma was in a worried state, anxiety. And from the nose of Brahma, a very small entity was created, very small like a lentil, and then in a matter of seconds it became a huge boar. And that is called Vara Avatara. Now, a boar has tusks. So with these tusks, he went down into the earth because it has a very small smelling power. It could smell where the earth is. So he got the earth, he removed the earth, he retrieved it and brought it out of the water and put it into its position. Meantime, Hiranyakashipu was very, very powerful, became very angry. And he started fighting with this boar incarnation, which is called Vara Avatara. And a very big fight pursued. And in the end, Hiranyaksha was killed. And to avenge the death of his own brother, Hiranyakashipu, he started looking for Vishnu, but he could not find Vishnu anywhere. He went everywhere. He started doing so many horrible things. He could not find Vishnu. So where was Vishnu then? Anybody likes to guess? Where was Lord Vishnu that he could not find him? Or where could Vishnu be? Vishnu was in his own heart. He was in the heart of Hiranyakashipu. He was in the heart of every living entity. That's why you could not find him. That's why when we find in the pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj, when he asks why I can't see Vishnu, he says he's there in your heart. You can't see him because there is a curtain of negative elements in your heart. Remove them, which was lust, greed, anger, and so on. Remove them. Open that curtain that you can see him. Anyway, that's another pastime. So in this way, when earth was created, it was meant for Manu. And Manu started creating. This earth became a residential place for those living entities. So in this way, creation takes place. And Manu is the original father of all mankind. In Sanskrit, mankind is called Manushya. We human beings are called Manushya. We all have a common father. And that common father is what you call Swayambha Manu. So we have to know that, sorry, Manu remains a common father of all living entities. So anyway, Garbhodaksha Vishnu entered into each universe, which was like a bubble, half filled with water. Phenomenal world which we see with our naked eyes, is only half of the creation we can see at the maximum. And then creation stays for some time, and then it is dissolved at the time of annihilation, and nothing remains, just blank black color. That's it. And again, for 1,000 celestial years, after that, all the living entities, meantime, all the living entities are injected into Mahatattva. We know that Mahatattva is a compact thing in which everything is there. And then when it is released, it is what you call energized by Kali. Kali means time. In the female form, she's called Kali. Otherwise, it's time. When time acts on this compact element, it divides into 24 elements. We discussed 24 elements many, many times. And then later on, the soul is added and the living entities are created. So all this is happening again and again. It's like the active action is going on continuously. So there are so many universes. You should not think that only our universe is there. So as soon as the creation takes place, Brahma is born first, followed by demigods, and then all other creatures, all other species. Manu is the original father of all human beings. Humanity, different bodily qualities, is distributed throughout various planets. So if you go to so many different planets, you'll find so many kinds of living beings. They may look different, but internally, they are originally all spiritual. So in short, Srila Prabhupada explains how the creation is taking place. And this chapter is very important because in this chapter we can learn how the creation comes into place, how everything is created. So everything is compact into Mahatattva. And then on Mahatattva, when the Kala or the time factor acts, then everything becomes activated. Just like for those who are ladies, they know that, especially if you go to a kitchen of an Indian lady, they usually keep a tin. They call it a masala tin. And in that tin, there are so many ingredients. There's turmeric, there is what do you call small items, all different ingredients. And while cooking, she'll take with a spoon whatever she wants to. And that is how the cooking is done. It's a similar way. All the ingredients are compact in one place. But when it acts, the time acts like a catalyst. I think you know what the word catalyst means in chemistry. Everything is activated. And then the time factor acts on it. And then different creations take place. So it's something which needs a bit of contemplation to understand what Prabhupada is trying to tell us. So in short, from Krishna came everything, including the Mahavishnu. From Mahavishnu came Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Then from Garbhodaksha Vishnu, all the creation is taking place, and in each living entity, Lord Vishnu sits as Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So one has to understand these three Vishnus properly. Otherwise, this creation will always remain a mystery to you. So that mystery or that cloud is removed by Srila Prabhupada. We thank Srila Prabhupada, he explains in such a simplified way. that how the creation takes place. And it's quite scientific. It makes a lot of sense. It needs some faith, especially if you have faith in the words of Srila Prabhupada. You can easily understand this purport. If not, it will become difficult. And also you need some of visualization, imagination, so that you can understand all these different Vishnus, including humanity. So this is how everything is happening. So these are the main points in the purport. I hope everybody is understood. Otherwise, I can repeat it. Dennis, you want me to repeat them one by one? Dennis?
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I hope the other members really great discussion from the universe, from Gabodakshi Vishnu. Yeah.
I can just repeat it in brief, yeah? All the
Yes,
points
yes.
that I covered today, what Prabhupada is saying. First of all, to understand this properly, you have to know who is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. You see, there are three Vishnu. The Mahavishnu, who is also called Karanodakshaya Vishnu, is the one that floats. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu enters into each universe. He sleeps on the Sesha, in the bubble, which is half filled with water. From his navel, the creation takes place. From his navel, Brahma is born. Brahma then creates all species. And then all species are given bodies by Brahma according to their past karma. Now, a question may arise, where were all these souls? Where were they living? Well, they were all sleeping in the body of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And when the creation took place, then we find all creatures are born according to their past karma. For example, if your karma was like that of a pig, you'd be born as a pig. If that of a tree, you'd be born as a tree. If it was that of a human being, you'd be born as a human being. If your karma in the previous life is you are engaged in devotional service, but you did not manage to complete, then you'll be born as a devotee. In this way, creation takes place. And then this answers the question that where were they? They were already resting in Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. When the creation takes place, all the living entities are sent into so many universes, not always in our universe. And then each one will get a body and live its own life. So that is what Prabhupada is explaining. Now, one thing you have to know is this is not the only universe, many years. So as soon as the creation takes place, Brahma is the first creature always to be born, after which demigods, after which other living entities. So, among human beings, the father of mankind is called Manu. Full name is Swayambha Manu. And that's why humanity is called Manushya or Manushya. Humanity is in different bodily qualities, is distributed throughout various planetary system. So in other words, there is no end to this creation. It goes on and on. What governs this creation is time. It stays for some time and then it will be destroyed after some time. That's why there is a famous shlok, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. Again and again, the creation takes place. When Brahma is born, so many creatures are born. When Brahma dies, then all the creatures also die, means their bodies die. The spirit enters into Brahma. Brahma is also sucked back into Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. These are the main points discussed today. Any questions, any comments, or any additions if someone has more information? Anybody would like to?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for that discourse. really divine cosmic creation, universal creation, really comprehensive analysis. And yeah, I've always there's when you mentioned there are 400,000 types of human beings, and that is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. I was trying to understand what really differentiates these human varieties. Are they the physical differences, maybe color?
Varieties are not divided by color, species, or religion. No. Is of those 400,000 species, they are those who are spiritually highly elevated and those who are least spiritually elevated. Means the others like animals. So if you divide them, it will come to 400,000 species. This is how much the consciousness is completely, opened up. For example, this is explained nicely in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. He says, of all the living entities, human beings are the best of all the species. Among human beings, those who follow Vedic Dharma or Sanatana Dharma are better. And better than that are those among them are the Brahmins. Better than the Brahmanas is the Vaishnavas. And still better than the Vaishnavas is a devotee of Krishna. If you understand these words, you can get the answer why everybody cannot fit in one category. There's a whole variety, whole species. Though everyone is trying to evolve to become better, better, better. And if you get a lifetime in which you meet a pure devotee, then it becomes a shortcut. You can at once be lifted. Even if you're a most fallen person, you can be uplifted to become a Vaishnava. And if you engage in Krishna consciousness, that means you become a devotee. And when you completely become purified, you can go back home, back to Godhead. No more rebirth. Does that answer your question, Dennis?
Yes. So we can actually be changing our, maybe somebody could have been born as a different variety at birth, but at death is already a different
I can ask
variety
you
of
one
human.
simple question. You can see a person who has never read Bhagavad Gita, and you take another person who has read Bhagavad Gita. You find the vision of a person who has not read is very different. One who has read or heard Bhagavad Gita properly is a different person.
Yes.
Yeah, because he will avoid sinning. Anyone who has read Bhagavad Gita will not sin. At least he will be saved from that. Now, if someone has read Bhagavad Gita, is not sinning. If he engages in devotion, so he will be uplifted towards more spiritual consciousness. So when you say 400,000 varieties of human beings, it means 400 varieties of the levels of consciousness. Some are highly elevated, some are not very elevated. This is how they are categorized. Is it okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'd like to open up to the rest of what is. I see Induleka's, Grace Induleka's hand is up. Thank you.
Anybody else has a question?
Hare Krishna, Hare Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dennis Prabhuji, I would like to add something to your question, if it's okay. So, even the demigods, they are considered as human beings because they have a body like human beings, but they are on a higher level. Now we have the demons. They are species of human being. And we have the Gandharvas. They are the spiritual singers. They are very elevated souls. And then we have the Kinnaras like Hanumanji. He's a species of human being, but in a different body like, right? And we have the Apsaras, the great dancers of the celestial dancers. They are one species. And also we have the Kim Purushas. Like that, we have many as Prabhuji explained. So these are some examples that you can think about, right? So I hope you know these species because they come often in Srimad Bhagavatam. Even in Bhagavad Gita, you can hear when Krishna is talking, explaining about some of them. So yes, now you can take in the context of, if you take the Star Wars, you have the ape men, right? Or you have Yeti. So these are species of examples of species of men, different species of human being. Hare Krishna, I hope it helps.
Yes, it does help. Thank you. That's why when you read Bhagavatam, you again and again come across these beings known as Charanas, Kinnars, Gandharvas. Each would have different qualities. Okay. So I don't think there are more questions. We can end up the class here. Also, the time is up.
Yes. Thank you all for joining in today. I think we can end the session today. Yeah. I would kindly like to request all the more devotees to kindly unmute. We chant one Maha Mantra in glorification of the grace Rukma Prabhuji and today's discourse.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhuvaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Anandakoti Vaishnavin ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rukma Prabhu ki jai, Eldoret Yatra ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.